The guts is just totally covered with fat. Now guys, we're gonna take this off and throw it on the grill. Well guys, it's done got that time. It's time to process this rooster and see how that butter fattened him up. For some of you who don't know what's going on here, you just now seeing this video. Well, this is American breast chicken, and as you know, American breast chickens, they say finish them off the last couple of weeks on milk soaked corn. We got an airplane flying over here this morning, so we just gonna have to deal with the crop duster. But I ain't got no milk cow, and I ain't got no goat to milk, and I ain't gonna buy high priced milk to soak the chickens feed in. So I'm doing a little test here. I bought the cheapest real butter you could buy, and I've been putting 1 teaspoon of butter per 1 cup of feed. With hot water. I started out with some powdered milk, but it was non-fat milk, so when I finished that bag off, I just been mixing this with water. And this has been going on, it likes just a few days being 4 weeks. Now this rooster here weighed 7 pounds. And you can go back and look at the other video, 7 pounds when I started doing that with the butter and corn chops. I can't exactly remember his age at this date, but I'll put it in the screen here because I got it documented. He's older than he needs to be, because I was actually saving this rooster for a backup breeder rooster. And then there's just some issues with the slip wing, and I don't know. He just don't act right to me. He's got a terrible sounding crow, like he can't hardly crow right. But I do wish my other 2 roosters that I'm saving to breed with, I wish they had his cone, because I like the height of his cone. It ain't too big. My other 2 roosters out there, their cones is entirely too big for my liking. But anyway, it's time to do the deed. I'm gonna process this chicken, pluck him in my homemade chicken plucker here, and I got some videos I'll attach above on it if you'd like to go back and see them. Then we're gonna part this bird out and look at the fat in him. I gotta go get my scale because I don't want to forget to weigh him. I need to weigh him right now before I process him, because I want to wait now to see how much he gained. I got my scale now, so I won't forget to weigh him. Now I'm gonna stick him in the cone and do the deed. Alright, but this is going to tell the tale. How much did he gain in just a few days, less than 4 weeks? He started out at 7 pounds exactly when I started feeding him the butter soaked chopped corn. And that's all he's had is butter soaked chopped corn, about a cup in the morning and a cup in the afternoon. And it looks like it put 1 pound on him. 8 pounds, 2 ounces. So 1 pound and 2 ounces he gained in a little less than 4 weeks. All right, now we're gonna go around here and run him through the scaler, and then we're gonna pluck him real quick. I just got my water at 150 degrees. It's always worked fine for me, chickens and quails. I've done many of quails, way more quails than chickens. And I just dip him around. There ain't no time, every chicken's different. According to how old they are, how tough their skin are. I just do it until the tail feathers and wing feathers slip out pretty easily. You can over scald a bird, start cooking your meat. But see, this here's tough. I can almost pick him up out of the water by his wings still. Then here's gonna end up being a good minute dipping, getting him. Maybe a little longer than a minute. Alright, we're gonna try that, guys. I'm gonna say around a minute that took on him. Like I said, he's a little older bird. Guys, I should have scoured him a little longer. Yeah, he should have been scoured a little longer. Because that took a little longer to get him plucked off than it should have. So I could have scoured this older bird a little longer. I'm gonna get over here and I'm gonna remove his insides. I'm gonna part him out, and then we're gonna look at his fat. Well, guys, I'm gonna stop at this point. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't know what else could make him any fatter. He was so full of fat, I'm finna show y'all his guts. But look at the wad of fat. I mean, that chicken, I know y'all can't see up in there, but everything's got fat on it. Look at his guts. The guts is just totally covered with fat. Probably had something to do with why his crow couldn't. He done got so fat he couldn't crow. But they want to fatten a bird up. I'm gonna do this again because this is the first time for a test and this is an older bird. But if you ain't got a cow, I'm telling you the butter's way cheaper than milk. 1 teaspoon per cup, you could probably go just 2 weeks. 2 weeks would be plenty. I about threw that in my plucking machine. There's a big wad of fat right there that come out with the guts. But that was the hardest bird to pull his guts out. I couldn't get a hold to hold on to nothing in there. Everything was so slick with fat. I was expecting him to be fat, but I wasn't expecting that much fat all on his guts. Now I'm gonna part him out and we're gonna look and see what the fat looks like between his thighs and such. Guys, this here is gonna be a retake. I got a new GoPro 9, and this is the second time I've tried to use it. And when I was parting my chicken out, I was showing y'all, I stopped in the midst of parting it out, showing y'all all the fat on this chicken. And then I come around here and I put it in some brine, a mixture of salt and baking soda and water, and put my chicken in the ice box. And it's been in there about an hour. But then I realized that my GoPro had went off or something or other. Anyway, it didn't video from that point on, so this is a retake. I'm gonna get y'all up here and show y'all all the fat on this chicken after I parted it out. And then, at the very end of this video, I'm gonna let this sit in the ice box overnight in that brine, and then tomorrow we gonna cook it in a can cooker probably. We gonna do a little taste test and let my wife be involved in the taste test. Right now, get up here and look. It's, like I said, it's done been in the brine for an hour. That's why it's wet. I had to get it back out to show y'all. I'm hoping y'all can see that, but look at all the fat that's up under the skin between the quarter. All the fat running between the muscles on the quarters there. Both of them the same way. Now the wings, of course, I just removed, but there was fat around the knuckle on the fat. Most of that come off with the carcass. Now, my parting this chicken out wasn't that great. I ain't that great at doing that. But look at that water. As I showed y'all that, I think. I don't remember if it caught that on camera the first time, but look at the water fat that come out of the inside of that bird. There's his back. He's got fat rounded under the skin on the inside. One fat bird. Now myself, I don't know how much fat raw milk puts on a chicken, but that's just a couple of days, 3 days from being 4 weeks of feeding him. And this is the butter I was using. It's just the best choice, unsalted, real butter. This here tax and all was less than $3, and I still had a half a stick left. Now next time I do these, I'm gonna do birds at a younger age, which I'm gonna do different ages. Probably might do a 12 week, 14 week, 16 week, just to test them out. But I won't do the butter for no 4 weeks. I tried on a 2-week deal. And if you do that, you can get by with 2 sticks of butter per chicken. And that'll be $1 and about $1.50 a chicken. And you might can get this ketchup butter on sale. But that right there, I done them before, and I just done the powdered milk and chopped corn. It wasn't nothing like that. I mean, this here overly shocked me. Which I could see why the rooster was getting so where he couldn't crow, because he done got so fat in there, he probably done choking his vocal cords down. Guys, he was so fat I could stick my hand in there, and it was the hardest bird to get his internals out, because everything was so fat and slick, I couldn't hold on to nothing to pull it out. I couldn't get his crock out. It's a good thing I didn't feed him yesterday evening or this morning. I tore his crock up getting it out. I couldn't pull it out, get it out either way. It was just so slick and messy. So the outcome was great of this little experiment. So if you would leave me a comment, let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you've tried it before or you think you may try it. But like I said, if you ain't got no milk cow or no milk goat, and you're gonna have to buy milk and you want to do this, it's no way you can buy milk cheaper than butter. And from what I read and looked up, butter, and this is per teaspoon, it's 32 servings in one of these boxes, by the way. But a teaspoon of butter has more fat content than a cup of raw milk does. So if you're just after the fat, I don't know if there's something else in the raw milk that gives it flavor or something. That's something I don't know, because I ain't never done it and I ain't eat this one yet. But y'all hang around to the very end of this video. We gonna see what it tastes like. But that's all I can say about it, guys, is just show y'all what I done there. I'm the type, I like experimenting, trying stuff that a lot of people won't try, or coming up with new ideas to try stuff. And this here I'm very proud of, and I think for the price of this, I'll try it on my next birds. It just won't be for no 4 weeks. Now this bird here was 28 weeks old. Today's date that I harvested him here, he's 28 weeks old. But I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me some comments. Hang around to after the end of this video. We're going to see what me and my wife thinks about the flavor of this chicken here. I think he might be a little tough as old as he is, but I'm going to do him instead of doing him in a crock pot, I want to use my outside can cooker. It's kind of like a semi-pressure cooker style. If you ain't never seen a can cooker, I'm going to come up with something. I don't know what my recipe is going to be at this moment, but we're going to get something done. It's the next day. Chicken's been in the salt water and baking soda brine for about 22 hours now. I took it out, gave it all a good rinsing 2 or 3 times, and now we're finna put them in our can cooker here. Probably ain't gonna be able to cook all of it in here, but we're gonna start out with a cup of water. This is actually hot water. Then I'm gonna start out with about I ain't even gonna measure. This is Kraft's barbecue sauce, original. I'm trying to eyeball about 3/4 to a cup there. That'll be good enough. Then we're gonna go in with some Olive Garden Italian dressing. Not that I wanted Olive Garden, this is just what we had in there. I'm gonna go in with about a half a cup, 3/4 of a cup. And instead of using onions and garlic put in here today, I got some of this powdered onions and powdered garlic that I had in my outside storage out here. And when you forget about it and leave it out here, it gets moisture, and you know, it kind of, you got to break it loose. So we're going to go on and use that up. I'm going to say about a tablespoon. Then I have the same thing, some chopped onions. That's probably a tablespoon and a half. I'm going to go on and get rid of them, get them out of my outside cook storage. Same thing with the garlic powder, tablespoon, 2. See, I'm having to break it loose. Y'all know what I'm talking about when your seasonings kind of get moisture on them and they get stuck in there. And we got some smoked paprika. That wasn't enough in that one, so I brought a new one out. I'm gonna say we're going in with about not quite a tablespoon. Then we'll go add some black pepper. Probably about a teaspoon, maybe 2 teaspoons. Then we're going in with some salt. Out here on the outside, I got some of this pink salt here. About a tablespoon. Actually, I may have had a little more than a tablespoon of the salt. But that's going to be a lot of chicken, so it'll be all right. Now I'm going to stir all that up real good. You want your Italian dressing and your water and your barbecue sauce, all that you want mixed up real good. Now guys, after this comes up to a little heat and I got that seasonings all mixed up well in there, we're going to put our chicken in here and give it a good toss. Alright, I'm going to wait and I'll be right back after it comes up to heat. Alright guys, now it's done coming up to heat and I've been stirring on it a little bit. We got to put the racks in the bottom of our can cooker. We don't want our chicken sitting right on the bottom of the can. Now we're finna go in with this fat chicken. Look at all that fat, guys. I still can't believe that. We'll put the 2 quarters in first. think we're gonna put the 2 wings in the back. I don't know if I'm gonna get this all in this can, guys. I'm gonna try. Look at that big wad of fat. We putting that in there. It ought to have enough butter in it. I shouldn't have to add no butter. Well, we put the whole chicken in this can. Now I'm gonna put the top on it. If you ain't ever used a can cooker, it's got a little hole in it. And it kind of builds up a semi-pressure. It ain't really a pressure cooker, but it does build up pressure and steam will start coming out that. Once the steam starts coming up, that's when I time my cookie. But we're gonna take this can now, and I'm gonna try to do this while it's slicing out that little hole. And we're gonna shake it to get all that barbecue sauce. And I got it on me anyway. I'm doing that because I want it all coated good. Got barbecue sauce on me. Now what we're gonna do next, like I was saying, we're gonna wait till this comes up to steam coming out that hole. And that's when I start my timing. I'm thinking somewhere about an hour as much chicken's in there. I may check it in 45 minutes. Then what we're gonna do, we're gonna open it up. And I'm gonna put some more barbecue sauce on it and shake it around, get it all coated good, and I'm gonna lay it on a hot grill real quick, and then we'll take it in the house and have it and some baked beans, maybe some garlic bread for supper. All right, guys. It's done been an hour. Maybe an hour and 10 minutes. But I'm gonna set it off here, get it off this hot burner. Give it just a minute here to stop steaming before I pull this lid off. Now, like I said, this ain't high pressure like a pressure cooker, but you want to let your steam die down. Boy, that smells good. Oh yeah, it's gonna be done, cause that tongs there just poked right into that breast. But now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna step over here and drain this juice off of it. I'm gonna slide this burner down here out of the way. The seal fell off. We're gonna pour us, I don't know, probably about a half a cup barbecue sauce. We're gonna stick the lid back on it. And I'm gonna hold this rag and see if I can shake it this time without flattering it out on me. That's good enough. We're gonna set it right here. I'm gonna set it back on that burner because I know it's still hot. Now guys, we're gonna take this off and throw it on the grill. And we're gonna let it stay on here about 15 minutes. I think it's time. Now let's go eat. Well guys, we was into a movie and we couldn't wait till supper to sample this. So what do you think?
It's good.
You ever seen a chicken that fat?
Mm-mm. No, never.
We in our middle 50s and neither one of us has ever seen a chicken with that much fat on it.
Or taste this good.
So the butter done its job. Now I'm gonna try it again. Like I said, I'm gonna do some couple at 12 weeks, but I'll put them on butter just like at 10 weeks old for 2 weeks. I want to do 2 young ones just to fry, at least one of them to test for frying.
Yeah, this is good.
That's some good chicken.
No hormones. Just good chicken with butter.
Good chicken with butter. Fattening on butter.
Fattening on butter.
I didn't even have to milk a cow.
There you go. Thank goodness.
Or a pig.
Or a pig.
Ain't good.
That is good. Very good leg quarters. Biggest ones I think I've ever had. I mean, look at this. That's a big old chicken.
Leg quarters is just as good as the breast was while ago we were sampling.